A receptacle serving a kitchen peninsula area can be located on the wall that the peninsula is joined to, similar to a countertop receptacle. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, allows for receptacles to be located in this position as long as they are not more than 12 inches above the countertop, as per NEC section 406.5c. In general, a peninsula is considered a separate surface from a countertop, even if it is not connected to any other kitchen countertop. This is because a peninsula typically projects into a room and is defined by its own support structure. The NEC requires at least one receptacle for every 12 linear feet of countertop and every 6 feet of peninsula surface. This is defined in NEC section 406.5 cone. Therefore, if a peninsula is 5 feet long, only one receptacle is required. If there are plans to use any appliances on the peninsula, such as a mixer or blender, consider installing an additional receptacle dedicated to appliances. This is not required by the NEC, but it can provide additional convenience and avoid overloading the general purpose receptacle. Let's delve deeper into the specific requirements outlined by the National Electrical Code concerning receptacles for kitchen countertops and peninsulas. Understanding these regulations is crucial for ensuring electrical safety and compliance in residential kitchens. Firstly, let's consider the general requirements for countertop receptacles. The NEC mandates that receptacles be installed along kitchen countertops to provide convenient access to electrical power for appliances and other devices. Specifically, no point along the countertop should be more than 24 inches, or 2 feet, from a receptacle outlet. This means that receptacles must be spaced no more than 4 feet apart horizontally along the countertop. This requirement ensures that users don't have to stretch cords across long distances, which could create tripping hazards or strain electrical connections. Furthermore, the NEC specifies that receptacle outlets should be installed at each wall countertop space that is 12 inches or wider. This provision guarantees that even small sections of countertop have access to electrical power. Island countertops and peninsula countertops each have unique requirements that need to be addressed separately. Now let's focus on the requirements for peninsula countertops. According to the NEC, at least one receptacle outlet must be provided for every peninsula countertop surface with a long dimension of 24 inches or greater and a short dimension of 12 inches or greater. This rule applies regardless of whether the peninsula is attached to a wall or is freestanding. The key is to ensure that any significant surface area on the peninsula has access to a receptacle outlet. In addition to the spacing requirements, the NEC also specifies the placement of receptacle outlets relative to countertops. Receptacles should be located so that they are readily accessible and not obstructed by cabinets, appliances, or other objects. The NEC allows for receptacle outlets to be mounted either horizontally or vertically, depending on the specific installation requirements and aesthetic preferences. However, the receptacle outlet must not be installed in a face-up position in the countertop. Receptacles can be located on the wall no more than 12 inches above the countertop. It's also important to consider the type of receptacles required for kitchen countertops and peninsulas. The NEC mandates the use of tamper-resistant receptacles in dwelling units, including kitchens. Tamper-resistant receptacles are designed to prevent children from inserting objects into the slots, reducing the risk of electrical shock. These receptacles have internal shutters that block access to the contacts unless a two-prong plug is inserted. Furthermore, the NEC requires that all 15 amps and 20 amps 125 volts receptacles installed in kitchen countertop areas be ground fault circuit interrupter protected, or GFCI protected. GFCI protection is designed to detect ground faults, which occur when electricity leaks from a circuit to ground. When a ground fault is detected, the GFCI trips the circuit, cutting off power and preventing electrical shock. GFCI protection is especially important in kitchens where water and electricity are often in close proximity. GFCI protection can be provided either by installing GFCI receptacles directly at the outlet location or by installing a GFCI circuit breaker in the electrical panel that protects the entire circuit serving the countertop area. In addition to the general requirements for countertop receptacles, the NEC also addresses specific requirements for island and peninsular countertops. For island countertops, at least one receptacle outlet must be provided for the first 9 square feet, or 0.8 square meters, of countertop surface, or fraction thereof. A receptacle outlet must be provided for every additional 18 square feet, or 1.7 square meters, of countertop surface, or fraction thereof. For peninsular countertops, at least one receptacle outlet must be provided for the first 9 square feet, or 0.8 square meters, of countertop surface, or fraction thereof. A receptacle outlet must be provided for every additional 18 square feet, or 1.7 square meters, of countertop surface, or fraction thereof. These rules ensure that island and peninsula countertops have adequate access to electrical power, regardless of their size or configuration. It's important to note that the NEC is a minimum standard, and local jurisdictions may have additional requirements or amendments. Therefore, it's always a good idea to consult with a qualified electrician or local building official to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. In summary, the NEC provides comprehensive guidelines for the installation of receptacle outlets in kitchen countertops and peninsulas. These guidelines address issues such as spacing, placement, type of receptacles, and GFCI protection. By following these regulations, homeowners and contractors can ensure electrical safety and compliance in residential kitchens. Remember, when it comes to electrical work, it's always best to err on the side of caution and seek professional assistance when needed. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and improper installation can lead to serious injury or property damage. Always hire a licensed electrician to perform any electrical work in your home or business. Now let's break down the specific code references mentioned. NEC Section 406.5c pertains to the location of receptacles. It states that receptacles installed to serve countertop surfaces must be located no more than 20 inches above the countertop. This ensures that cords from appliances can easily reach the receptacle without creating excessive strain or posing a tripping hazard. This section also addresses receptacles located in countertop surfaces. Receptacles are permitted in countertop surfaces where they are located to serve the countertop. Section 406.5 code provides the requirements for spacing of receptacles on countertops and peninsulas. This section states that at least one receptacle outlet must be installed for every 12 inches of countertop space. This ensures that there are enough receptacles available to meet the needs of kitchen appliances and other electrical devices. The NEC also addresses the use of multi-outlet assemblies. These assemblies are permitted to be used in place of individual receptacles, provided that they meet certain requirements. The NEC defines a multi-outlet assembly as a surface-mounted or flush-mounted raceway containing receptacles. These assemblies are often used in commercial kitchens or workshops where multiple receptacles are needed in close proximity. When using multi-outlet assemblies, it's important to ensure that they are properly grounded and protected by a GFCI device. The NEC also addresses the use of extension cords in kitchens. While extension cords can be convenient for temporary use, they should not be used as a substitute for permanent wiring. Extension cords can easily become damaged or overloaded, posing a fire hazard. If additional receptacles are needed in a kitchen, it's best to install permanent wiring to meet the demand. In addition to the NEC requirements, it's also important to consider the practical aspects of receptacle placement in kitchens. Receptacles should be located in convenient locations that are easily accessible. Avoid placing receptacles behind appliances or in areas where they are likely to be obstructed. It's also important to consider the height of the countertop when determining the placement of receptacles. Receptacles should be located at a height that is comfortable and convenient for users. When planning the electrical layout of a kitchen, it's always a good idea to consult with a qualified electrician. An electrician can help you determine the appropriate number and location of receptacles to meet your needs. They can also ensure that the wiring is installed safely and in accordance with all applicable codes. Remember, electrical work can be dangerous, and it's always best to leave it to the professionals. By following the NEC requirements and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can ensure that your kitchen is safe and functional. Now let's address some frequently asked questions about kitchen receptacle placement. Question 1. Can I install a receptacle under a kitchen cabinet? Answer. The NEC does not prohibit installing a receptacle under a kitchen cabinet, but it's important to ensure that the receptacle is readily accessible and not obstructed by the cabinet. Question 2. Can I install a receptacle in a kitchen island? Answer. Yes. The NEC requires that at least one receptacle outlet must be installed in a kitchen island with a countertop surface. The specific requirements for island receptacles are outlined in NEC section 210.52c3. Question 3. Can I install a receptacle in a kitchen peninsula? Answer. Yes. The NEC requires that at least one receptacle outlet must be installed in a kitchen peninsula with a countertop surface. The specific requirements for peninsula receptacles are outlined in NEC section 210.52c3. Question 4. Can I use a power strip in my kitchen? Answer. Power strips can be used in kitchens for temporary use, but they should not be used as a substitute for permanent wiring. Power strips can easily become overloaded, posing a fire hazard. It's best to install additional receptacles if needed to meet the demand. Question 5. What is a GFCI receptacle? Answer. A GFCI receptacle is a ground fault circuit interrupter receptacle. GFCI receptacles are designed to protect against electrical shock by detecting ground faults, which occur when electricity leaks from a circuit to ground. When a ground fault is detected, the GFCI trips the circuit, cutting off power and preventing electrical shock. GFCI receptacles are required in kitchens and other wet locations. Question 6. Can I install a receptacle near a sink? Answer. Receptacles can be installed near sinks, but they must be GFCI protected. The NEC requires that all receptacles within 6 feet of a sink be GFCI protected. This is to protect against electrical shock in wet environments. Question 7. Can I install a receptacle in a bathroom? Answer. Yes, receptacles are required in bathrooms, but they must be GFCI protected. The NEC requires that all receptacles in bathrooms be GFCI protected. This is to protect against electrical shock in wet environments. Question 8. Can I install a receptacle outdoors? Answer. Yes, receptacles can be installed outdoors, but they must be weatherproof and GFCI protected. The NEC requires that all receptacles installed outdoors be weatherproof and GFCI protected. This is to protect against electrical shock in wet environments. Remember, electrical codes and regulations can be complex and confusing. If you have any questions or concerns about kitchen receptacle placement, it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician. An electrician can help you ensure that your kitchen is safe and compliant with all applicable codes. In addition to the information provided in this video, there are many other resources available to help you learn more about kitchen receptacle placement. The NEC is a comprehensive resource that provides detailed information about electrical codes and regulations. There are also many websites and online forums that offer advice and information about electrical work. However, it's important to be careful when using online resources, as not all of the information is accurate or reliable. Always verify the information you find online with a qualified electrician or local building official. By taking the time to learn about kitchen receptacle placement, you can help ensure that your kitchen is safe, functional, and compliant with all applicable codes. Remember, electrical safety is always the top priority. When working with electricity, it's important to follow all safety precautions and to consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. The information provided here is for educational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician before performing any electrical work. Also note that codes and standards are updated periodically. Be sure to check the latest edition of the NEC and local amendments that may be in effect. Now let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid when installing kitchen receptacles. One common mistake is not using GFCI protection. GFCI protection is required for all receptacles in kitchens, and it's essential for protecting against electrical shock. Another common mistake is overloading circuits. Kitchens typically have a high demand for electricity, so it's important to ensure that the circuits are not overloaded. Overloaded circuits can cause fires or other electrical hazards. A third common mistake is using improper wiring methods. Wiring must be installed in accordance with the NEC and local codes. Improper wiring methods can create fire hazards or electrical shock hazards. A fourth common mistake is failing to properly ground receptacles. Grounding is essential for protecting against electrical shock. Receptacles must be properly grounded to ensure that electricity has a safe path to ground in the event of a fault. A fifth common mistake is not using tamper-resistant receptacles. Tamper-resistant receptacles are designed to prevent children from inserting objects into the slots, reducing the risk of electrical shock. Tamper-resistant receptacles are required in dwelling units, including kitchens. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can help ensure that your kitchen is safe and compliant with all applicable codes. Remember, electrical work can be dangerous, and it's always best to leave it to the professionals. Always hire a licensed electrician to perform any electrical work in your home or business. Let's also briefly discuss the different types of receptacles that are commonly used in kitchens. The most common type of receptacle is the standard 15 amps, 125 volts receptacle. These receptacles are used for general-purpose applications such as plugging in lamps, appliances, and other electrical devices. Another type of receptacle is the 20 amps, 125 volts receptacle. These receptacles are used for heavier duty applications such as plugging in power tools or appliances that draw a lot of current. A third type of receptacle is the 240 volts receptacle. These receptacles are used for appliances that require a higher voltage, such as electric ranges or dryers. When choosing receptacles for your kitchen, it's important to select the appropriate type for the intended application. Using the wrong type of receptacle can create a fire hazard or electrical shock hazard. In addition to the standard types of receptacles, there are also specialized receptacles available for specific applications. For example, there are USB receptacles that allow you to charge electronic devices without using a power adapter. There are also smart receptacles that can be controlled remotely using a smartphone or other device. When choosing receptacles for your kitchen, consider your specific needs and preferences. There are many different options available to choose from, so you can find the perfect receptacles to meet your needs. And as a final note, always remember to turn off the power before working on any electrical circuits. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself from electrical shock. Always use insulated tools and wear appropriate safety gear. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to hire a licensed electrician to do the work for you.